Hey players, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be going over the new Google Pixel 8 Pro versus the iPhone 15 Pro Max and comparing them and to see which one is better and which one should you purchase if you're looking to get a new phone. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Now that the Pixel 8 Pro is now official and available to the masses, it's time to see exactly how Google's latest flagship stacks up against Apple's formidable flagship. The Pixel 8 Pro versus the iPhone 15 Pro Max comparison will dial into all the gritty details to confidently proclaim which is the better flagship. Apple did indeed set the bar high, with its best-in-class A17 Pro chipset, extra long battery life, titanium design, and its longer 5x telephoto zoom camera. For Google Pixel 8 Pro, it can't afford to come up short in many critical areas because it's trying to justify the extra $100 premium it costs over its predecessor. The Pixel 8 Pro is gambling on new AI-assisted features to further enhance its utility. Features as Best Take, Call Screen, and Audio Magic Eraser all prove how inconvenient processes are now convenient. Everything got more expensive this year, and these two phones are direct evidence. You'll pay more for the iPhone 15 Pro Max starting cost of $1,199 USD, which is technically a $100 USD premium over the previous model. Despite its own price increase of $100, the Pixel 8 Pro's $999 starting cost continues to undercut the iPhone. The $200 difference between the two may not seem like a whole lot, but Google's making the package sweeter because you can get a free Pixel Watch 2 for buying the Pixel 8 Pro. The iPhone 15 Pro Max launched on September 22nd and it's available in 3 titanium colors: black, white, blue, and gray. 3 storage options are available, with the 1TB model costing a whopping $1,600. Jesus Christ, guys, that's like the price of a PC. Jeez. Meanwhile, the Pixel 8 Pro launched on October 12th and available in 3 colors: Obsidian, Porcelain, and Bay. There are a total of 4 storage options to choose from, but it's rather unfortunate that Google kept its starting storage at a pitiful 128GB, whereas Apple upgraded it to 256GB with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. For the most part, both phones have kept to their respective design languages. Iterative changes make them better than the previous models for the most part. The iPhone 15 Pro Max certainly has the more premium design, complete with a new titanium alloy frame that makes it more durable and lighter. The contoured edges also make the iPhone 15 Pro Max much better to hold in the hand, but it's still a smidge heavier at 7.8 ounces. New to the iPhone 15 Pro Max's design includes a USB-C port, programmable action, and Skinner bezels around the display. As always, this feels premium both in its choice of materials and craftsmanship. It's not to say that the Pixel 8 Pro's design is not bad, quite the contrary. It has its own set of charms, including the matte glass it leverages. Not only does it make the phone's gripper to hold compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, but it also makes it more resistant to smudges and fingerprints. The only concern relates to the single piece of glass that covers the phone's triple cameras, seeing that it's more prone to shattering if it comes into contact with something tough. Luckily, both phones retain an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance. It's a tough fight in the display department because both flagships put up exquisite results. They leverage OLED panels, with the iPhone 15 Pro Max packing a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR display and the Pixel 8 Pro donning an equally slick-looking 6.7-inch Super Acuta display. To Tom's Guide's benchmarking tests, they revealed a peak brightness output of 1526 nits with the Pixel 8 Pro, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max turns out a slight better output of 1550 nits. I will agree that these two displays are incredibly bright and are easily visible outdoors in direct sunlight. Since they are both OLED-based screens, they offer excellent contrast and wide viewing angles when the Pixel 8 Pro's Super Acuta display is set to natural mode. It's better able to match the iPhone 15 Pro Max in color accuracy with its Delta E score of 0.16. It's really tough to say which one is better, but if there's one thing that pushes the iPhone 15 Pro Max ahead in this category, is the Dynamic Island. It adds another practical feature to the iPhone 15 Pro Max's display by dynamically showing the notifications and accessing mini players, which is something you won't find in the Pixel 8 Pro. Both phones are in conversation for the best camera phones around, so you can expect top-notch results no matter the conditions. Let's start off with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which features a 48MP main sensor, 12MP ultra wide, and an upgraded 12MP telephoto with a 5x optical zoom. Meanwhile, the Pixel 8 Pro packs a 50MP main, 48MP ultrawide, and 48MP telephoto with a 5x optical zoom. The biggest upgrade here is how the iPhone 15 Pro Max jumps up to the same 5x optical zoom range of the Pixel 8 Pro, making it an even more playing field this time around. But to Google's credit, most of the emphasis is not placed on the hardware, but rather its AI-assisted camera tricks. The addition to Pro Controls, Magic Editor, Audio Magic Eraser, Best Take, and Video Boost, which is to be released later, makes the Pixel 8 Pro the camera for power users. Pro Controls allow for complete manual control of the camera, which you won't get on the iPhone, to tune in the settings you need for your shot. Additionally, I found Magic Editor and Best Take are showcase features for the new Google AI-driven experiences, which make anyone who wields the phone an expert photo editor. Starting with their main cameras, you can see in the image on screen now that they both handle outdoor scenes quite well. But the more realistic color science behind the Pixel 8 Pro shot, along with its higher contrast looks, makes the Pixel 8 Pro's camera the winner in the battle of the main camera. Portrait mode is another close call. One difference worth pointing out is that the portrait mode can be enabled at a 1x zoom with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, but the Pixel 8 Pro has a narrower 1.5x zoom. Besides that, they have their own set of favorable qualities, like how the iPhone 15 Pro Max handles dynamic range better and the Pixel 8 Pro producing the more realistic skin tone. Mainly because of its sharper details and proper exposure, the Pixel 8 Pro takes some outstanding selfies as well, but zooming in reveals softer details. Both phones offer dedicated 5x telephoto cameras. You can spot how the Pixel 8 Pro draws out a little more detail in the shadowed areas of the Bethesda fountain statue, but the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 5x telephoto camera is sharper looking, which you can see with the definition in the drops of water splashing around the fountain. If you're more into macro mode photos, the Pixel 8 Pro manages to get closer to capture every detail. The photo on screen shows the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivering a better contrast, but there's no denying the Pixel 8 Pro's stronger details and clarity. Low light is a telling story between these two cameras. Using their respective night modes is a clear win for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, since it produces the brighter overall image, whereas the Pixel 8 Pro underexposes. Due to this, the details in the trees, bark, and branches aren't as pronounced as the iPhone 15 Pro Max's shot. With low light video recording, there's no contest here because the iPhone 15 Pro Max captures the better looking footage overall. I previously detailed the Pixel 8 Pro's low light performance against its main rivals, but these clips show how the Pixel 8 Pro is noisier and more underexposed. After the underwhelming results we got out of the Tensor G2 chip last year, we were hoping that Google will close the gap better with the Tensor G3 in the Pixel 8 Pro. Unfortunately, the synthetic benchmark test Tom's Guide ran would say otherwise, giving the iPhone 15 Pro Max's A17 Pro the clean sweep win. Running Geekbench, the Pixel 8 Pro pulls in single and multi-core scores of 1,699 and 3,666 respectively. Yet, they're still far short against the results that the iPhone 15 Pro Max posted running the same tests. In fact, it's almost double the performance. Tom's Guide also saw the same disparity when they ran the 3D Mark for graphics processing performance. The Pixel 8 Pro frame rate of 52 FPS is slow compared to the smoother 92 FPS posted by the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Making matters worse for the Tensor G3, it took an excruciating long 71 seconds to render video in Adobe Premiere Rush versus the 24.5 seconds it took for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Despite the iPhone 15 Pro Max's superiority in these synthetic benchmark tests, I can say at least that the Pixel 8 Pro handles basic operations as good as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, meaning there's a responsive feel to every action from playing games to scrolling around the interface. Fortunately for the Pixel 8 Pro, its battery life is much improved over its predecessor. That's excellent news given how it's one of the main criticisms in the Pixel 7 Pro. Packaged with a 5050 mAh battery, it manages to post a time of 10 hours and 3 minutes in Tom's Guide's battery benchmark test. We applaud that it finally overcame the 10-hour mark, since I feel that that's the average time for today's flagship phone. But Apple set the bar high as the iPhone 15 Pro Max posts an even longer time of 13 hours and 10 minutes. And according to Tom's Guide's recharge 15 minutes to 30 minutes test, the Pixel 8 Pro charges 29% to 59% in 15 to 30 minutes, and for the 15 Pro Max it charges 20% to 41% to 15 to 30 minutes. That's a huge difference, and the day-to-day use with the two phones indicates that as well, because the Pixel 8 Pro frequently taps out before bedtime, but the 15 Pro Max still has juice left in the tank. However, the Pixel 8 Pro manages to charge faster by reaching 59% within 30 minutes of charging. In contrast, the iPhone 15 Pro Max gets to 41%. If you're already invested in an ecosystem, it's often hard to pry yourself out of it and try something new. Of course, these two phones yet again bring up the conversation of which is better, Android or iOS. It's definitely a preference that influenced largely by what you've been using, but each one has its own unique experiences. Google's investing a lot of artificial intelligence, which powers many of the Pixel 8 Pro's new software features. Most notably, we're thrilled that Google Assistant sounds more human and can contextually respond to questions in Android 14 running with the Pixel 8 Pro's enhanced call screen feature. It's like having your own personal assistant picking up your phone calls, and it's really convincing, which makes live voicemail in iOS 17 look elementary by comparison. Other Google AI assisted features in Android 14 include summarize grammar, check with the fix-it feature using the Google keyboard, and multiple language support using voice dictation. However, Apple's latest mobile operating system is also filled with useful new features. Chief among them is standby mode, which transforms the iPhone 15 Pro Max into a versatile desk-side or bedside companion that acts as an alarm clock, smart hub display, and even a digital photo frame. Additionally, I love the addition of live stickers and messages, reactions in FaceTime, and a smarter reminders app that sorts out grocery lists with ease. Google needs to be commended for setting the industry benchmark for software support, because the Pixel 8 Pro will get 7 years worth of software and security updates compared to Apple's 5 years of support. Between them, I feel that Google's myriad of AI-assisted features in the Pixel 8 Pro are far more compelling than what the iPhone 15 Pro Max offers with iOS 17. After looking through how they compared against one another, the winner in this face-off is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Apple's phone doesn't disappoint, especially in key areas such as battery life, cameras, and performance. Sure, you're paying more for it, but the $200 USD difference is justified by its better overall performance and the fact that it comes with a base starting storage of 256GB. However, you can't count out the Pixel 8 Pro because it's offering new experiences that you won't find in other phones. In fact, it gives us a glimpse to a future where artificial intelligence drives many of our everyday tasks. You'll save money by choosing it, and even though it falls short in a few areas against the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I think it's a stellar Android phone that's great for capturing photos. So guys, that's officially a wrap on Google Pixel 8 Pro versus the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now let me know down below, out of these two phones, which one would you end up getting, and which features are like a deal breaker and like 100% that you're gonna go with the certain phone. Like for me, when I saw the freaking battery life of the 15, I'm like, what in the world? 13 hours? I'm only gonna use up 9 hours because I have school, so I'd only end up using like almost all that. So that's more than enough for me. And also the camera is like really good, and the design is also really good, the performance, the software. But the Google Pixel 8 is also a really good phone as well, and it honestly comes down to personal preference, like I mentioned earlier. Like depending on what phone you've gotten for like many like different years and generations, it like would honestly depend on like what you've got. Like if you have an iPhone, if you've been an iPhone man for centuries, then you'll probably go with the iPhone 15 here. But if you're a Google Pixel person, you'll probably go with the Google Pixel 8 Pro. But honestly, I feel like it comes down to preference, because both of these phones are honestly really amazing. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.